Good evening to you all. Good evening to you all. I would like to start off this video by telling you that I have a major surprise to present to you this evening. What is the surprise? Wait a little bit and I'll tell you. I've already discussed this on my Facebook page and I'm going to elaborate and expand on it this evening. But before I do it, I want to start off by thanking the amazing commenters who have left their great comments in the last few weeks and months, and in the last few days in particular. I'm ever so grateful to you all. You have all touched my heart in ways which you can't even imagine. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you for taking your time to leave your great comments. I'm really, really grateful. And if you haven't yet left your comments, I'll be ever so grateful to those of you who could do it now. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm ever so grateful. I'm going to read out to you a short excerpt from my brand new book, which I've been writing. Yeah, surprise, surprise. I've begun to write a book in the beginning of this year, in the beginning of January. And I've written close to 100 pages now. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited and I'm really, really grateful to God for making this happen. And thank you all for giving me your great insights. Your comments, you should know, also helped me with my book. They've given me insights and thoughts which I put onto paper. Thank you. I appreciate it all. I appreciate everybody's insights, whether it was a comment or it was a private message, wherever. Thank you. I'm ever so grateful. Let's begin. I'm going to read out to you a short excerpt from my amazing book. I learned after evaluating my situation, I just want to let you know this is from the introduction of my book. I learned after evaluating my situation over and over again over the last few years, after learning new theories and after learning from other people's stories, their ideas, concepts, and teachings, that the master resides within every single one of us. No one can change our destiny or dictate, impose, or coerce us through whatever means. Only we are in charge of our lives. Our story is written by us. For me, this concept was difficult to comprehend at first. What do you mean, no one controls my story? Wasn't I told to be someone I wasn't? Wasn't I forced into a box other people constructed for me? Wasn't I molded and formulated according to principles that suited and worked for everyone but me? My story, the initial stages at least, hasn't been an enticing one, and anyone viewing it at first glance is unlikely to take away a feeling of pleasantness. Imposition and limitation, unfairness and disharmony is likely to be the natural reaction. But if you dig a little deeper, if you allow what the naked eye isn't capable of seeing, to view and observe, explore and assess, you'll come to the conclusion that a hidden gold mine was actually what I managed to unearth and find at the end of all this. I implore you, the reader, to find the golden treasure, the enigma, if you like, that I have managed to find in my life. Allow your mind to wander as it finds that which is beneath the surface, what life has to offer when you begin to value the freedom and liberty, bliss and harmony, joy and spirit behind challenges and dilemmas. I've known dilemmas and mazes in my life far greater than anyone that I have ever met. I appreciate and value the labyrinth I will expose in this amazing book. As King David said, seek and you shall find. This applies to all areas of life. This is a powerful, powerful book that I'm writing, and I'm super excited about it. I'd like to follow on with an amazing story which I heard today from the amazing Jay Stovell. Stovell recounts a story that happened to him when he became aware that he was blind. He began teaching 101, 121, which is another way it is referred to a child who was greatly limited, very limited. He was handicapped and he had great difficulty in maneuvering and getting around. So it happens that I did a similar job many years ago. And it's very rewarding when you actually get to see firsthand how a person who is limited in their mobility, what different ways they use to improvise and to find means of being resourceful. It's pretty amazing. But getting back to the story of James Stovell, he recounts that this child was a child that everyone said, forget it. You'll never be able to produce any results. Waste of time. James was like, no, we'll produce results. He approached a child who had yet to learn how to tie his shoelaces, had yet to learn how to walk up the stairs because he had difficulty. He was immobile due to his handicap. He turned to him and he said, you are going to learn how to tie your shoelace and how to get up the stairs. The child was like, no, I can't. No, I can't. James was like, yes, you can. The child was like, no, I can't. No, I can't. And at the end, the child said, okay, we'll see what happens. The next day, James was made aware that he will not be able to carry on teaching the child anymore due to different things that came up. James approached the child and he said to the child, I'm really, really sorry, but I will not be able to teach you any longer. The child turned to him and said, you remember what you said yesterday? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And he did. And he made the child walk. And he made the child tie his shoelaces. And when he died a few months later, at his funeral, James recounted and retold this amazing story. It's a pretty moving story. It's a story of remember what you told somebody else, giving them courage, encouragement. Don't forget it yourself. It's important that you remember it. Another amazing story which James recounts and recalls. It says a story of a woman who was given the task to teach troubling students who were what you call misfits. Many would probably call them misfits. They were troublemakers, and all the other teachers gave up on them. They gave this poor teacher, very young, they gave her the task of having to teach these children. And they let her know what she's going to encounter, what is about to unfold. She's like, let me see the records. They showed her the records. She had a look and she said, okay, these are intelligent children. I'll do the best I can. And She did the best she could, and she produced great. She managed to encourage and to produce great results with these children. They approached her afterwards and they asked her, "How did you do that?" She said, "Well, I looked at their IQ. I said to myself, they are troublemakers officially, but their IQ appears to be pretty high." And the principal turned to her and said, "That wasn't their IQ. That was their locker number." It's a chilling story. Every one of us has a God that resides within us. Every one of us. Could be we've been told that we are limited. It could be we believed in those limitations. And that goes hand in hand to what I mentioned in the introduction of my book. We could believe in the limitations placed in front of us. We could believe that somebody else is to blame, not me. I am a victim, and everybody outside of me is to blame and is in control of my situation whilst I could do nothing about it. Or we could take our lives in our own hands and make lemonade out of lemons. The choice is ours. The onus is upon us. Will you make the life which you deserve for yourself? Or would you rather make a life which somebody else narrated for you, scripted for you? Choice is yours. It's really empowering when you take this approach. When you take this approach to every area of your life becomes a treasure. You want to become a millionaire? Put it into fruition. Put your mind to it. Set goals. Set targets. Have faith. When you place faith into your deep inner belief and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat and you repeat it, it comes to fruition. I've seen in my life, I never thought I could commit myself to walking every single evening. I never thought I could do that and to bless people. And I never thought I could be a person who's positive, who's optimistic, who's always smiling. I never thought I could be that kind of person. Me, I could do that. Today, yes. And I'm really excited for my future. You could do it in your life too. And you can come join us on this amazing YouTube journey. On my videos here on YouTube, on my channel, I share great tips, great ideas, which help you grow, prosper, and get the results which you deserve. Why not? Why don't you deserve the same results that multimillionaire managed to produce? You know, there's some people who have this concept, they have this idea that to be wealthy, to be materialistic, is to be frowned upon, is a negative thing. When in reality, the more I explore, and I've been reading Napoleon Hill's amazing book, and I've heard his audiobook, the more I explore, I actually have begun to realize that wealth, materialism, goes hand in hand with spirituality. It's not separate. And how could you become a godly person, a spiritual person, if you are of meager means and you have very little? How could you become a wealthy person? Wealthy and abundant in your spirituality if you are a person of meager means and you are reliant upon others and you are dependent upon others to approve of you, to validate you, to acknowledge you, to recognize you, to give you that thumbs up or no thumbs at all. Don't get me wrong, I very much appreciate the thumbs up here. It's important because it gets the algorithm running and we get to share these amazing vibes and we get to improve this universe by doing so. So I very much appreciate that, and God also appreciates it. But in any case, we shouldn't be reliant on a thumbs up or upon the approval, the acknowledgement, the validation, the recognition of somebody else. That's today's message. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy delivering it to you. I love delivering these amazing messages. You inspire me. All of you inspire me. Thank you. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I look forward to your amazing comments in the comment section down below. You're all great. We are all great. We are all amazing. We are an amazing family. We will get there. We are amazing. We will manifest and materialize our wishes. Absolutely. I love you. See you later in my next amazing video. Coming up,